When you avoid correcting your team members simply to keep the peace, you are unintentionally eroding your own authority and stunting their professional growth. Today, you will learn a straightforward 4-step feedback workflow to address performance issues directly, increasing the odds that your colleagues improve without becoming defensive. To make this actionable immediately, grab a sticky note and a pen. As we go through these steps, think of one specific colleague who needs a minor course correction, and we will write your script together. Shifting from a passive avoider to an assertive communicator is a necessary step toward earning the respect of your team. Step 1 is securing a neutral environment. You should never offer corrective coaching in front of an audience. Doing so turns a helpful conversation into a public shaming event. Furthermore, you must ensure your own internal environment is neutral. If a project was completely derailed and your frustration is running high, do not rush into their office. Give yourself a full day to let your emotions settle. I guarantee you will never regret taking an extra 24 hours to secure your composure before you open your mouth. Establishing this calm physical and internal setting prevents destructive emotional outbursts and ensures your coaching session remains constructive. Once you are behind closed doors and entirely calm, we move to step 2, the observation. Get your pen ready to draft your opening sentence. Most managers fail here by pointing fingers. They say things like, "You are constantly missing deadlines." That approach often causes the employee to build a defensive wall. Instead, apply the camera lens rule. A camera only captures actions, not intent. Your observation must focus strictly on objective facts. This split screen shows the difference. On the left is a subjective attack. You are careless with the budget. On the right, we translate that into an objective I statement. I noticed some major discrepancies in the expense reports from last week. Take a moment now. Write down an objective I language observation regarding the colleague you selected earlier at the top of your sticky note. Removing character judgments from this first line identifies a gap in performance without labeling the individual, which increases the likelihood that they remain mentally open to the rest of the discussion. Now we arrive at step 3, the strategic impact. Right after you deliver your observation, you must clearly state the consequence of that specific error. This diagram illustrates the ripple effect. Telling someone to fix a localized spreadsheet error feels like micromanagement. But when you map how that single error expands outward to halt the accounting department's workflow and delay final client presentations, it changes the context. Identify the consequence for your colleague's mistake. Write that strategic impact as the second line on your sticky note right now. By explicitly connecting daily tasks to organizational goals, you shift the relationship from simple oversight to active mentorship. The final step is the pivot to a solution. You have stated the facts and explained the impact. Now you must hand the conversational floor over to them. Formulate a single collaborative question, such as, "What do you need from me to help hit the deadline next time?" Write your question as the final line on your sticky note. Once you ask that question, you must execute the most difficult physical action for any manager. Close your mouth completely and maintain steady, comfortable eye contact. Give them the conversational space to process your feedback. Resist the urge to fill the awkward silence or suggest the fix yourself. When an employee formulates their own remedy during this silence, they take ownership of the solution. Because it is their idea, they are significantly more likely to follow through and change their behavior. Look at your sticky note. You now hold a complete, customized, 4-part assertive feedback script that is ready to use. Here is your 48-hour challenge. Take this exact script, bring your selected colleague into a quiet, private space within the next 2 days, and initiate the conversation. Mastering this structured, objective approach ensures your team doesn't view feedback as an attack. Over time, these clear interactions build the professional trust necessary for a high-performing department.